OTD. My name is Adam Arduna. This is my mom Gina, and right now we're gonna go ahead and dive into a little NBA talk. Right now, it's a pretty exciting time right now for the NBA because we're kind of reaching that midway point of the season where it's the All-Star game, and there's some great players this year that we definitely want to talk about and highlight. And the All-Star game is always exciting because you get to see all the great skills challenges. You get the three-point shootout, the dunk contest. You get the obstacle courses that go along with it, and all the fans get to go and see the pro athletes and all the former NBA All-Stars. And this year it's going to be in Toronto, so that's going to be interesting. It's not actually in the United States this year. It's going to be in Canada, so because the Toronto Raptors is actually in Toronto, clearly. So, they want to give some love up there to the Canadian folks. But it'll be an exciting time. And so they came out with the official starting rosters. Now, this is not necessarily by position, which some people are arguing that there could be, more to be done to have.
Well, yeah, because the argument is it could be skewed more towards guards and forwards. In full disclosure, there are no centers who've made the starting lineups this year.
Right.
So,
but
an argument
they this is voted on by the fans. So, as others have talked about, as long as it's bona fide or real basketball players, for the most part, it really doesn't matter as long as as long as the players are good and everyone feels that everyone is there, it should be fine.
Well, anybody who is hating on the fan vote, I want to remind you that for years the moniker of the NBA is fantastic.
Right.
And all these professional sports are fan driven.
Right.
The money and the revenue comes from people buying those tickets. So and now we're all paying for the NBA League Pass, the NFL League Pass,
right.
and the fans are what drives the revenue. So it's really important for the fans to have a vote, and this is exhibition. It's for
right.
fun. So yeah, let's get ready to talk about who made what squad.
Well, for the Eastern All-Stars, the starting five so far, we have Dwayne Wade coming out of South Beach for the Miami Heat.
Love you, Dwayne Wade.
We have Carmelo Anthony coming for the New York Knickerbockers. Okay, and we also have LeBron James, clearly from the Cleveland Cavaliers.
LeBron gets a half heart right now.
We also have Paul George for the Indiana Pacers, and we have Kyle Lowry, who is a point guard for the Toronto Raptors. So Toronto gets a little love there as far as representing the hometown team. For the Western All-Stars, we have obviously Kobe Bryant, who this is his last season, and the NBA wants to send him out on a great note. So we want to give...
does.
Yes, everyone wants to show Kobe Bryant what he's doing. We also have Kevin Durant coming out of Oklahoma City. We also have Russell Westbrook coming out of Oklahoma City. We have Stephen Curry as well coming out of Golden State. And last but not least, we also have, who did I say? Kobe, Russell, KD, Stephen Curry, and Kawhi Leonard for...
With a name like Kawhi Leonard, I don't know how that doesn't
for San Antonio Spurs. Yeah, I'm sorry.
And Kawhi Leonard's a bit of a young Thundercat.
He is a very young Thunder, and this is his first All-Star game, so that's why it had to take me a little bit to bring it up.
Well, and here's the thing: I wouldn't necessarily give Kawhi one of these, but I'll give him one of these. I mean, Kawhi, if you haven't had a chance to watch the Spurs, I just have to interrupt here, but my knock on the Spurs is that they remind me of an international team and an old international team at that. But then you bring in a young Thundercat like Kawhi Leonard, and he is a lot of fun to watch. He's a bit of a wrecking machine out there by himself.
Coming out of San Diego State, he's one of those yes or no sir type of players. He's very quiet. He does a lot of things the right way, and they found a nice one. And
he's quiet until he starts playing.
Yeah, until he starts playing, he
out there
knows
street balling. Yeah, absolutely.
He plays both ends of the court, and he's a great player. So going on to that, we want to talk about some of the best teams right now in the NBA up to this point, and kind of just the way the records are laid out. Golden State right now has got the best record in the NBA, and they're coming off of a great championship run last year, and right now they're picking up right where they left off, and so far they seem to be the lead team in the NBA. Secondly, you have the San Antonio Spurs. We were just talking about Kawhi Leonard and those guys, and so Greg Popovich is a great coach, and he has those guys rolling again this year. Oklahoma City right now is number 3. They're third in the Western Conference right now, also playing very well. And this is really the first time in a few years that Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook have been healthy together at the same time. And
do they even know each other?
I mean,
have they met?
It's been
Kevin.
Kevin, Russ.
Russell?
Yeah, have you guys been? Yeah, you guys been acquainted? Yeah. So this has been a good season for them up to this point. And then fourth, going into the Western Conference right now, we have the Los Angeles Clippers, which normally that wouldn't sound correct. Normally it would be the Lakers who would be, the top 3 team, but the Lakers are just having such a tough time.
Everybody knows what's going on with the Lakers.
Yeah, it's been tough for them. But so right now the Clippers are representing the City of Angels right now. But if you kind of go into the Eastern Conference right now, you have the Cleveland Cavaliers, who clearly have LeBron James and that train going in. And probably the second best team right now is the Chicago Bulls with the Jimmy Butler and a Pau Gasol and a Derrick Rose. And so right now, that's kind of where we stand right now leading up into the All-Star break. There's still a lot of great basketball teams out there, but as far as the best teams, if you could really just claim them, I think those 6 or so teams are right now the best teams playing right now. And so with Kobe Bryant, we were talking about earlier, this is a great season for him as far as trying to just finish out what he started. He's a true legacy player. He's a Hall of Famer. And he's really done a great job for just leading these young guys, and it's really sad to see him have to make that last run, but this is his last season. I think he's really done a good job of handling all the situation. What are your thoughts on Kobe in this last season?
Well, I mean, my thoughts on Kobe are he is the great. I mean, you've got Michael Jordan, who stands in a league all his own. There's never a discussion. I will not entertain any arguments about whether Michael Jordan's the best. He is.
Right.
But I think Kobe's in that upper echelon.
Sure.
And I think Kobe's one of these guys who understands that, look, I'm getting to the end of my career. Now it's time to step aside. I honestly feel like it's Kobe and the Little Rascals. I think he got stuck on a
Sure.
team full of, I think obvious talent, because they're professional basketball players, but foolishness is the word.
Right.
I think it's a little bit of an embarrassment for him, how some of the guys act. And, some people could say, well, they're just young Thundercats having fun. I get that, but when you're losing all the time, some of the antics have got to go. That being said, I think Kobe's going to get the goodbye tour that he deserves.
Right.
And I'm excited to see him. He's gotten more votes than anybody for the All-Star game. He even for the starting lineup, he got the most votes. But what did come to my mind as you were reading off, the number 1 teams on both sides, is that there's always this East Coast, West Coast thing, East versus West. And there was a lot of years where the East Coast, the East Division, was so much stronger. They had more strong teams, and now it's switched back the other way. You've got more strong teams on the West. Obviously, you've got the Bulls and you've got the Cavaliers. Right. But, I think the Heat still have something to say. The
Sure.
Pistons are a team to watch out for. And, nobody believes in the Knicks right now, but I think they've got something finally coming together. Derek Fisher's going to get them going. And, the Celtics are a team you can't really count out. Now, can those teams go up against the teams that you just mentioned from the West? Probably not, and I think it will come down to probably the Bulls and the Cavaliers. But you've got the Hawks over there too.
The Hawks are playing really well.
And the Hawks are
Yep.
a fun team to watch too. So I get it. There's a couple of teams that stand out, but I think the East has got something to offer. Now they got nothing for Showtime North.
Yeah, Showtime North, which is reference to Golden State, which has a very star-studded roster within Draymond Green, who is a reserve.
Love Draymond Green.
Klay Thompson, who's a reserve in the All-Star game. You have Andre Iguodala, you've got Harrison Barnes, you've got Sean Livingston.
Who are you forgetting? Who
Who am
Steph
I forgetting?
Curry.
Well, I already said Steph. He's a starter, so he's in there. The Golden State Warriors, Showtime North, just what they provide as far as just excitement to the game, and they're young, they're youthful, they play as a team, they want it, they're hungry, they play with a chip on their shoulder, and
they play fast, small ball.
Yes, and they own it, and I think that's really awesome, and it's really fun to watch those guys play.
I got to give one little shout out to Draymond Green, because I think this is a guy that gets, I'm not going to say overshadowed by any means, but he has to play low. Those of us who've had to play underneath, he's not a center. He's kind of an oversized forward, so he has to drop under the basket. That's a gladiator zone, and Draymond Green is down in a little darkness, and handling his business. That's a defender, and that's a rebounding machine. So a little shout out to Draymond Green there.
Well, I will tell you, this is going to be an exciting basketball season again, and I'm excited for the finals, as well as this All-Star game to see Kobe in his last one.
Yes.
It's really going to be fun to watch.
We love you, Black Mamba.
Yeah, we love you, Black Mamba. Congratulations for all the success that you've had. And,
thanks for carrying the game for so long, Kobe.
You've been awesome, and we're excited to watch you go ahead and finish out this season. Well, that's it from the deck, folks. It's actually cold out here. As you can see, it's snowing, but we appreciate your time, and thanks for watching. All right, I think that was another good one. I'm trying not